Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today's going to be a really fun video because I have a lot to say and I'm really excited to share some of these revelations with you. So I wrote down some notes. Please stay with me because I'm not going to be going through these all today. I think I'll just do a brief overview. I wanted to go over navigating AuDHD as a self-taught artist, and I'm even a little bit hesitant to call myself an artist because I don't want to box myself in too much. I feel like the expectations are pretty high, but that's the closest thing I could come up with in a very short amount of time. This is very impulsive of me right now. I've been energetic since 8 a.m. and it is now 11:09 as of me filming this right now. So it's been a few hours. I'm still very high energy, but I have a lot to say, so please stay with me. I'm really excited because today is my 1-year anniversary with my husband, and I feel so close to him now, and a part of it is just acknowledging how important certain things are for me. Knowing that I'm a self-taught artist and knowing I have AuDHD and taking the time to figure stuff out is really important for me. I love experimenting. I love learning about different hobbies or interests that I might have and kind of seeing those through to a certain point, and then like that fulfills a novelty seeking sense for me. So it's been really nice to be able to have that conversation with him and come to the conclusion that I'm sharing with you today. So in the past, I had very high expectations for myself and my art. The bar was so high. What's really important about where I am today is that the bar is at eye level, so I'm on equal ground with who I am, and that I'm being honest and transparent about it, and I'm able to communicate that is really nice. I wanted to kind of share that contrast with you because I think that's a very important distinction to make, especially if you're in a society that is very driven by results and rapid change, because it doesn't, my guinea pigs are disagreeing. It doesn't happen that quickly. There are a lot of unrealistic expectations because of the media and how this final result gets published, and it's all nice and polished and tidied up, and that's not the way things work. They are messy, just like what I just showed you with my notes. They're messy and they take time, and that's okay. In the past, I had so many ideas. They just kept flowing, and I never got started with them because the more I thought about them, the more overwhelmed I became. It's just too much. There are too many things to think about, too many variables, too many directions that I could go, and not a lot of commitment, I would say, internal commitment to any single one of those ideas. I would say that now the amount of ideas hasn't necessarily changed. It's more like my focus is on the expectations part being where I am and understanding that I am a work in progress, and now I'm actually able to put stuff out there. In a way, I feel like that's just showing up for myself and honoring myself in a way that I haven't before. I also wrote down in my notes, it's meeting myself again. It's a reintroduction because having autism and ADHD is so much to navigate. You have what the medical world deems as autistic traits, and then you have what the world deems as ADHD traits being thrown at you, and you have so many different perspectives. That's not necessarily going to get any easier. So just being able to acknowledge that there's a lot out there and you're not going to know everything, and that's totally fine, has been so freeing because now I can focus in a way that's just different than what other people would deem as being important or profitable focus. Now that I've accepted myself in a different way, I feel like I just have a different rule book than other people. And that's where I think a bit of the friction comes in society, when people don't want to play by the same rules. But at the same time, as an artist, you aren't doing things the way everybody else is doing. And that's where that juxtaposition comes in again. It's a living paradox. You're a living paradox because you have what society tells you is profitable, and you do have to make money. That is very important. In my case, I have a very justice-driven sense, so I have to honor that as well. So it's like, what is a way that I can make art that isn't forgetting who I am or being fake? It's a lot to navigate for sure, but just listening to myself. If I have a bad feeling about a certain organization, I have to take the time to really listen to what I'm thinking and what I'm processing and see if that's something that I can work with or if I have to ultimately let go. So this leads me to why I'm really excited about today. Besides it being my 1-year anniversary, I just feel like I've been different lately. A year ago didn't have a lot to show when I got married. At least that's the way that I felt about myself. It's kind of interesting because in a way I have less now in terms of things I have going for me. I'm very broke right now. I've been changing jobs and projects often, and I've been very stressed, but it's interesting because that difference now has led to me being able to show up for my husband in a way that I haven't been able to. A year ago, I had more than I have today, if I want to look at it that way, but I wasn't showing up in the best way for my husband, and today I'm finally honoring what my instincts are and sharing that with him and having an honest conversation about adult things like finances and career paths, all these other obligations, and then being able to tie in that playful sense of self and wonder that I have and share that with him has been just so beautiful. It's been motivating me a lot more to start and, in a sense, finish projects that I've set for myself that nobody else has. So I think that'll be something for a different video because it's kind of complicated the way that I get things done now. But essentially, I had 4 small drawings to show him that were related to like these inside jokes that we have or just really nice memories that we have together. It's taken me a long time to be able to get to this point of being able to start an idea and see it through to some form of end, and I was able to show him 4 drawings today. That's huge. A lot of people might think, what? I could do like so many drawings in a year's worth of memories, and oh, like blah blah blah. They might have all sorts of opinions of how you can start and finish things, but ultimately your life is going to look different than other people's, and my life and my relationship looks different than other people's, and that's so beautiful. I just love that so much. I'm going to touch on another reason why I'm very excited today. I was able to talk to my husband about all these different thoughts that I had. I was excited. I'm still excited. I'm very happy to be at this point and see how far I've come and be able to be aware and acknowledge that and celebrate it. You know, it's not just me celebrating 1 year of being married. It's 1 year of seeing how much I've grown. It's been way longer than that lately, but especially just leading up to today, I've grown so much. And I was really struggling with being able to find words for the emotions that I have right now, or at least when I get in that very frantic mindset, it's so hard to be able to see if this is good or if this is bad, or what kind of emotions and physical sensations and such that I'm having. Lately, I've been playing Sims 4 again, and I just get so immersed in that world. I don't like putting myself into games. I like creating characters and their own backstories and essentially like toying with them to see what comes out of my interacting with these worlds. And it was incredible because when I was talking to my husband this morning, I came to the conclusion that I was able to tie in how my sim would be feeling in that moment. And then my brain just kind of clicked and I was like, I would be energized right now. That's how it would be. And I think it's a light green color. So I even told him that. I was like, I'm a light green right now. I'm feeling energized and I'm actually able to put this into words, and this is so amazing. And my brain just wouldn't turn off once I made that connection, because I started to think, okay, well, energized sims can do certain tasks that they can't necessarily do when they're feeling different moods. Once I started thinking of things in that like disconnected way, I was like, oh, okay, like, so that's me. I can do things right now that I can't do when I'm feeling really sad and depressed. And while I was verbally processing with him, I realized, isn't this narrative therapy? He said, yes, this is narrative therapy. It's specifically externalizing. It's interesting because I, in that moment, felt kind of frustrated and upset, but also relieved. So, in general, just a lot of jumbled up emotions about him just being able to plainly say what it is. And I think that just reminds me of when I'll listen to music and I want to share something with him, and then he'll very quickly label what the time signature is for it or what type of rhythm it is. And I feel frustrated but glad that it has a way of being identified. I think I talked about this with my therapist at one point, and they said, actually, I don't remember what they said, but I came to the conclusion that it was because I felt out of the loop, and that was frustrating for me because I wanted to be able to understand things in that way, and that would take me a long time to do because I feel very behind in life. I think that's where the feelings of frustration come from now, of him just being like, oh yeah, that's narrative therapy, it's externalizing. But I want to be able to share that with you today. And I know that this is a very jumbled up video. I'm kind of everywhere, but I feel so at peace being able to share this information. I think this is really insightful for how I navigate the world. I really love games like Sims 4, and another one in particular that I've been very obsessed with lately has been Viva Pinata. When you play a game like that, yes, it is a gardening sim, but it's also very overwhelming and chaotic. If you know, you know. It's very overwhelming. There's just something so soothing about just mechanically doing all these different things at once. Like, okay, do this, okay, do this. The art is super cool, music's great, sound effects are just so good. I found a folder that someone posted recently of Viva Pinata sound effects, and those have just been playing through my mind for a while. I'm getting a bit off topic here. Connecting how I'm using these video games and why they've been so important to me in being able to process the world and understand my emotions just offers even more insight as to how I'm being able to channel all of this excitement and sensory delight into art, into listening to music and being able to appreciate it in a way that I wasn't able to previously. So I'm sorry, like, I think I'm talking very fast. I probably am. I hope people are able to actually understand what I'm saying right now. I get really excited and then it's kind of messy and long.